the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun that would die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, this the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all tryna make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And another blasphemy of them which say they are Jews. They are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem was what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. It's all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action, they make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no respond, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up. Now when I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it is vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance boxing the ghost. And they know I'm raw, and they know the spot, and I'm feeling large, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they hear on Mars. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You get focused on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
I try to make the news, I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna be the living. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home yeah. Truth, I ain't never had to choose.
I'm trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up, man, y'all trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gonna pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Trying to get beamed up.
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and our brother and sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him, say, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. He means like, who is this nigga? But where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Ham wa Aidya Yahau. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith that y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
Alright, shalom Israel, shalom, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatham to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Allah Tham Bashem Yahushua to all the sisters. With the ISUPK started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been bringing the so-called blacks, Latinos, the Native Americans, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, back to their identity according to the Bible, back to their culture and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments on our high holy days. wearing our fringes, you know what I'm saying, keeping our culture and customs, and back to our original identity and our original language. All right, this is Lashawan Qadash class where I teach brothers and sisters how to read, write, and speak biblical Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So shalom to everybody that is on the live. We got Rabqua Bathra Alban. I think you put a registry in there in a second. Yeah, here. Rabqua Bathra Alban Bani Asha'ala, Most High in Christ. Good to see you as always. All right, we got, who else we got in here? Of course, we have Kayala. Shalom. Yahweh Shemala Tabas Miel Shai.
Shalom, Yahweh Shemar, Lathabashim, Yahweh Shai.
Most High in Christ. Who else we got in here? We got Adonijah. Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Miel Shai Barakatah. Let's see who else we got in there. Ira, Shalom, Yabashim Yahweh Shabbatah. My sister as well, Marisa, Shalom, Yahweh Shemala Tabashim Yahweh Shai. All right, so as y'all come in, make sure you state your registry in the comments. All right, we'll start with that. Kayla, could you state your registry for me?
Khan, Kayla, Bath Yahawah, Ban Yasharala.
No sign, Christ. So Kayla, Bath Yahawah, Ban Yasharala. All right. As I read earlier, that's to yeah. Anyone who comes in, make sure you state your registry in the comments. All right, so let's get right into the class. Will start with the Hebrew alphabet. Let's see here, Kayla, could you read the alphabet for me, Baba Kashar?
Khan, A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Tha.
Most High Christ. All right, Most High Christ. Excellent. All right, and for anybody who doesn't know how to state their registry in the comments, you state your registry by saying your name, then Ban or Bath, then your tribe in Hebrew, and then Ban Yashala. All right, so for myself, it would be Ra'al Ban, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yashala. All right, cool. So let's see. Hold on. Let's state her registry. So Marisa, Bath, Ban Yamyan, Ban Yashala. That's perfect. All right. So let's get into the class. So today's class is a continuation from last week, where we're going over again sort of phrases and things we want translated into Hebrew. All right. So we had a few suggestions left over from last week, and I believe we've got a few new ones as well. So to start off, let me go off what I've got in my list. I think the first one I want to do is I will or must keep my oath. All right, so this is on here. So I must or I will. I'm gonna do this. Let me see if there's a word for must. But I will or must keep my oath. Okay. All right. So we have to say I. Let me see. We have the word for oath. It should be here earlier as well. I believe it's nadar, which is like a oath, a vow, or a promise. Do I have it in previous translations here? I'm sure it's somewhere around here. Let me search for it. Oath. Okay, so that's the one we just read. We have, all right, so we have Shabai and Shabai here to mean oath. What else we got? Shabai means to swear or take an oath. Okay. All right, so to say I must keep my oath, we have, or I will keep my oath, we have Anya. Right, and now let me quickly look up if there's a word for must. I think we'd basically just do the verb for keep in the future tense, and you could define that as will, I'm going to, or I must. So I think either of those is fine. What's the thing I'm looking for here? Just take a quick look over here. It must not be done. That must come in. Okay, let me see here. If there's a word to emphasize. Okay, la mawath. That just means to die. Okay. From what I understand, I don't think there's a specific word for this, but I'm gonna definitely take a look. Must seek, must walk. Okay, so that's just your like. Yeah, must do. So you just basically do the verb, which the verb for keep. How would you say that in Hebrew, Kayla?
Shamar.
Shamar, exactly. All right, shamar means to keep. It could also mean like to guard or to watch. All right, but it also means keep in the context of keeping something, like keeping an oath, keeping the commandments, so on and so forth. And let me put this one right here. All right. So we have anya, and let's find the rule for what we do when we're making I future tense. So I am going to do something, or I must, or I will. All right. So whereas I here, masculine or feminine, you add a at the beginning. So it'd be ashamar. Okay. So anya, ashamar. Shamar, and that's whether it's a brother or sister, you do the same thing, and then you have to say my oath. All right, so we have the word for oath here is, what was it, shabai? Let me have a look here as well on this side. All right, from this my oath, I just want to double check it, see if there's any other words, because we'd always where we're translating would use a word that's most commonly used. All right, so here, Shabbat, I, okay. I think we'd use basically Shabbat Ithia. Charged by an oath. Shabbat, Shabbat. Okay. All right, so let's grab this word. Let me go over here as well to see. If I do oath and I'm looking for an exact match, it's going to give us this one as we're looking for. So we're looking for this one here, right? It's written here is as like Shabbai, but it comes from Shabai. So let me take a look here. I think there's Wa. Yeah, you can see here Shabaithia. And this Shabaithia would mean like my oath. Right? Let me see here. Yeah, clear from this my oath. You see this in the verse. This is how you'd say my oath. All right, so Shabaithia. And the tha is basically kind of indicates that this oath again belongs to somebody. So it's a feminine noun, but you add tha because this oath is my oath, right? It's not just an oath. Okay, so Sha Ba'ithya. Okay, so Anya Ashamar Shaba'ithya. That's how we'd say I will or I must keep my oath. Right?
Salakia.
Go ahead. Slide should be over here. Go ahead.
That's what
that
I
was
was going to say.
the water. Okay, Shalom also to, see, Ira say his registry. Ira Ban Banyamyan Banya Sha'ala, Most High in Christ. We got Aisha Banath Yahawada. Shalom sis. Yahweh Shemala Tabashim Yahushai. Shout out to yourself, shout out to your husband. All right, who else we got up in here? Got a young man checking in from Lantana FL, Florida. All right, a young man child checking in from Florida. All right, Shalom, Lord Christ. Young man checking in from Fresno, CA, California. All right, Shalom, Lord Christ. Okay, you might have texted the wrong, you might have messaged the wrong Ra'alban. You might have texted the wrong account, Salakia. Do it again. Text me the the one that I use, the one that's my actual profile, it has a my profile picture. I'm in the red. All right, so if you haven't sent it to that one, send it to that one, Baba Kushar. Because I checked my messages. I don't think I've seen it. All right, so just let me know. All right, try that one again. It's the one in the I'm in a red garment holding a scroll. All right, that'll be my profile. All right, Salakia. Okay. All right, so Anya, Ashamar, Shaba Aithia. And then from there, we have a kind of a variation of the sentence. We must, or we will / must keep our oaths. Okay, so we basically we're using similar rules. So Kyla, how would we say we in Hebrew?
Anak nawa.
Anak nawa. All right, so anak nawa. And now we want to find the rule for how to say we are going to do something. All right, so let's go up here. Let's go to the verb tense rules. Okay, so for we, you add na at the beginning, right? I remember we learned this in last week's class to say, let's do this or let's do that. You basically just say, we are going to do that, right? All right, so you add na at the beginning of the verb. Okay, so then how will you say will keep in the context of we? Like we will keep. What do you do to the verb there?
Salaki, can I see the other page again?
Okay. All right, so for we, you add na at the beginning.
Yeah. And it's just the na, right? Na shamar?
Yes, na shamar.
Okay.
All right, so anak nawa, na shamar. Let me also over here highlight this This is what made it. I am going to do something. So made it future tense. Same way I'm going to highlight this na. Okay, so anak nawa, na shamar. And then how would we say our oaths?
Shaba Aith Nawa Yam? Do we? Because we need to add the Nawa to make it ours, but it's also plural, right?
Okay, I think in this, okay, I get what you're saying. So it's like, I think in this case, really what we're saying is we must keep our oath.
Okay.
Like we're not necessarily, if we're just basically making it we must do this, we'd use this as singular. I think what you do to make it, let me see over here, what you do to make it plural. Let me just go back. Let's take a look. So oath. Give me oath.
Or maybe the yam would go before the nawa.
So it's a feminine noun. So I think what you do is add wath. But let me just check here to see how it's written in the plural. All right, so we're looking for this word, feminine noun. Let me see here if it has like a plural, right? Shaba Iwath is the plural. Okay, so if we were to say our oaths, right? So Shabai Wath, you'd say Shabai Wath Nawa would be our oaths. Okay. But yeah, the singular, you're basically saying Shabbaith, or it's basically saying like Shabbaith. All right. So Shabbaith, yeah, suffix, what's this here? Shabbai, Hashabai, like the oath. Okay. All right, so you'd say Shabbaith Nawa. All right, so Shabbaith Nawa. Let's see, oath by Yahweh. I'm trying to see. I don't think there's precedent of to say our oath. But let me even have a look here at the example. If I was to search his oath, I want to make sure it still uses that Shaba'ith. All right, so let me see here. Let's look at this example. Okay, this uses. All right, let's try a different one. Let's use a different word for oath. His oath unto Isaac. Yeah, Shaba'ithwa, right? So this, yeah, you're still using that tha. So obviously the oath belongs to somebody, but then you add the suffix at the end. So Y would be his, right? So over here, you do the same thing. You just add nawa to mean our. All right, cool. Then the brother said he had messaged me. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, I'm still not seeing the. Let me refresh my thing. Okay, I'm still not seeing it. Try okay, try message that email address. For some reason it's not coming through to me. I'm not sure if it's the wrong Facebook account or something else is happening, but try send a request through to that email address. It was what was it that you was requesting? Was it the alphabet? If I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, if it's the alphabet, try send the email to that email address. All right, I'll let the captain know that you are requesting something, or you send that through so he gets back to you. All right, or if it does come through to me and I see it, I'll certainly be checking my messages. All right, okay. So this is how I will say we must keep our oath. All right, cool. Let's do. We have another one, which I like this phrase. All right, this phrase is let's meet in the middle. I like this one. All right. Let's meet in the middle. Okay. So now again, the way you'll say let's do something is you basically add na to the verb. So now we want the verb for meet. Let me see if it's even over here in these common verbs. Let me see. To journey, give, go around. Let me have a look for it. I think it should be that Qarab, which means to meet an encounter. I mean, we see this one here, which means come near. And I want to double check. Let me look over here. The word for meet. All right, to meet or what was the phrase again? Hold on. Let's meet in the middle, right? So that's what we looking for. Okay, so King Son of went out to meet him, ran to meet him. Okay, this is the context we're looking for. All right, cool. So to meet Quara'a. Okay, so Quara'a, to encounter, befall, to meet. Okay, let me even go back over here. Do we have Quara'a in this list? Quara'a typically means to oh, hold on. We have this right here. Quara, meet and encounter. Okay. Okay, and Quara means to call out and read. So that's what I typically would know Quara to mean, to read or to call out or to call. That all is Quara. This one here is put Quara meaning to meet. It says it comes from this. Is this the one that means to read? Before, to encounter, before or meet. Okay. Quara. Okay, so I wonder if it sounds the same. Hold on, a form of Quara. Okay, so this will be it here. Okay, Quara, meaning cold. Okay, so why did it say, hold on. See, La Quarath, to meet. Okay. Okay, let me see this here. Yeah, so I'm seeing the quara and I'm seeing quara. So quara, to meet, hence to happen, to occur, to anyone. Okay. Interesting. I want to see yeah, I want to see like precedent here. So even in this verse here that I got this from, how is it written in the verse? La quara atham. Okay, so this would be to meet them. Okay, let's look at the other example. The servant ran to meet her. Let's get this one. Quara. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing quara quite a bit. Quara ath. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So, okay, so let me go to the, let's go to the lexiconic here. And we'll do an exact match. Okay, so we have a couple words for meat. We have Iraq. Let's see how often these are used. Iraq is used once. Nice, so that's not the one we're looking for. We have this, quara and quara. Quara means to encounter, to meet, befall, or happen. Okay, so that would be for something to happen, or to meet this, or to meet that. Okay, or to cause two things to meet. Interesting. Okay, to bring about, timbers, roof. Okay, roof or floor, I should say. Okay, so I think the context we're looking for may be that quara one. Quara means to meet or to go to meet anyone in a hostile sense, followed by. Okay. Salaki, I just want to make sure I get the right one. Meet here. And where is it used? Went out to meet him. And ran out to meet them from the tent door, bowed down to meet them, to meet her. Yeah, this is the one I'm looking for. Okay, so quara. Quara meaning to encounter, to befall, or to meet. Okay. All right. So an encountering, accidental, friendly, or hostile. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay. So to say, let us meet. What would we do, Tyler? What do we add at the beginning of the verb?
Nah.
Nah, exactly. Right, so it would be nah. I'm still a bit confused on how to use this word, like this quara. Because quara typically means, oh, hold on. If I share back over here, okay, so we have quara with this ha here. Okay, so that's how you put it. So hold on. This is a noun. So how do we, okay, go to this one. So this one means the same thing. So before, to come, to chance, to happen, to encounter. And this is as a verb. La quarath. Quara. I think for simplicity's sake, and for what I'm seeing with like even the common verbs, I think we might just write it as quara. But do we have? I'm just looking over here. It's like here. Quara Anya. Sorry. Hold on. La Quarath. Quaraath. And I'm trying to think to say let's meet. Let me see over here. Let's stop sharing Slack here. Share my screen again. Alright, so if I type in let's meet. What's the full phrase here? Let's meet in the middle. Okay. I think the one I'm going to use is na. Let me see here. Does this make sense? So na qua ra we're called hold on. We will meet. Okay, this uses ya. What's this? Ya pagash. Ya pagash. I'm just looking. Okay, so let me see here. I go back to this list. Is one of these lists a pagash? Pagash here, verb for meet. 14 times, meet to join, come in contact with. So we could certainly use this. But again, we always try to use the most common. So that one's throwing me off because quara means to read. As a noun. Okay. All right, so let's just do na quara. All right, na quara. See how this puts here. If I just put this in the translate, na quara. Well, that ain't what I'm looking for. What if I put now at the end? Does it like let us meet us? Nah. All right. Well, we know the verb is quara. So let's just do na quara. Or you could do na pagash. And na. Hold on. I want to see that. We got to get the context of these verbs. To rush plenty of time to attack, but meets at the. Okay. I'm cool with using either of these. All right, so na quara or na pa gash. And then to say in the middle. All right, so we know in as a preposition is ba. We know how to say ha, the is ha. And then how we say middle. I know we went over, this is one of the words we went over last time. I think it was in the vocabulary. Let me see, what's the vocabulary from last week is here. Might have been the week before. Okay, let's just get it. Search for middle. Half or middle. We have Ma Katazayath. Then there was another one in the same, I think it was Kataza, which means to like cut down or to like a verb to middle. Yeah, Katazaya. We need middle as a noun. Let's find it over here. All right, so a noun, Katazaya, right? Half, midst, part, midnight, or middle. This one we have Tabawar, middle or midst. We have Thawak, midst, among, within, middle. Let's check this one. Midst, middle. Well, hold on. For meeting in the middle, is that a noun or like an adjective? Suppose this one is an adjective. The Yakawan. Middlemost part. Middle bar. We meet in the middle. Is that an adjective or a noun? I'm probably overthinking it. Let's look at this the noun here. Half, the middle. Okay, okay, this is like a half or a middle. Mostly a half. Let's look at this one. Midst, middle, about once or twice. This one. Midst. Okay, midst or middle. Meaning to sever, a bisection. Let's look at usage. Okay, in the midst of the waters. In the midst. Within its turn. Within. Okay. Midst of the sea. Oh, let me look this up. Okay, yeah, in the phrase, I had to confirm. In the phrase "meet in the middle," the word "middle" is a noun. Okay. All right, so let's get where we're at. I want to make sure. All right, so I think we'd use this word. All right, thawak, meaning middle. Let's see here. Construct. All right, cool. So ha thawak or baha thawak. All right, so nakwara baha thawak. Let's share this topic again. Would be in the middle. All right, let me throw this in a translate. Let's see if it knows what I'm talking about. Let's use that pagash word since it seems to like me using that one. So na pagash ba ha. What's the word? The wak. Meet in the middle. Okay. Okay. All right. So it understands what I'm saying at least. What if I take this out and use Quora? Does it still have a clue what I'm talking about? Let's see. No, I put Quora. So like Quora. What Quora? Nah. All right. So we understand that Quora and Quara can be used to say to meet. But what I'm seeing as well, we could use either of these. So nakwara or napagash baha thawak. which should be let us meet or we will meet in the middle. Okay. Cool. All right. Also, if there's any suggestions, you know what I'm saying, if anyone has any phrases they want translated, by all means, put your suggestions in the comments. All right, let me put this up here. If there's any comments or sentences or phrases you want translated, put them up. All right. Let's see. I know we had Kyla, do you have any? I know we had a couple written down. Yeah.
I just thought of another one.
Go ahead.
It's it goes with like the ones about eating.
Mm-hmm.
Come eat with us. Like I know we had like let's eat and drink together, but this is like a different way I thought about.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So if you're saying come eat with us, depends on who you're talking about, who you're talking to. So if you're talking to like one person, you would use, if you're asking them to come, you'd use the future tense. Like it's damn near like saying thou shalt come eat with us, right? So you'd use the future tense for you, which would add a tha. All right, so you'd say tha ba'a, right? Which is the word ba'a means to come. All right, so let's do. I want to even let me just put this right here while I'm moving around. All right, so come eat with us. Come eat. Or could you even do ba'a? Shall eat. Okay, what if we did? So ba'a meaning to come, and then we have to eat. What if we do tha'akal? Let me run this through like see if this makes sense. Tha'akal, meaning thou shalt eat. Not a cow here. Tha'akal, right? Okay, I think it understands what I'm saying. All right, and then with would be what, like I'm now with us. Come meet with us, right? That makes sense. So this basically means come, thou shalt eat with us, right? That's basically more of the context of what we're saying. So I think that's how we'll do it. So ba'a, tha, right, as opposed to doing, and this is what I was thinking to do first. I can show you as well. I was thinking to do like tha, ba'a, and then a cow, or it might even be tha'akal. It probably all means the same thing. But this will be like, thou come, thou shalt eat with us. So it's like you're saying it twice. So I believe you could either do thaba'a, which is you. It's basically saying like you come eat with us. I suppose you could use a wa, so like come and eat with us. Or even this here, ba'a wa akal I'm now. Okay, so I'm probably even overthinking it. You don't even need any sort of future tense. Ba'a wa akal I'm now. Come and eat with us. All right, I think I'm cool with that. Are you happy with that as a translation? If that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, come and eat with us. Okay, so ba'a wa akal I'm nawa. All right, and bold the nawa for us, and wa akal, wa is the preposition. Okay. Oops, back here. All right. Any more phrases or suggestions?
Not at the moment.
Okay, no problem. All right, shalom also to Kwame Da. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Shem Yahushai. All right, always good to hear from you. And we have here, let's go to the city. All right, I have this phrase. Let's go to the city. Now we had the word for city. I think we did that last week or again the week before. So let's use the phrase, let's go. So you're saying, again, nah, and then the word for go is going to be halak. So if I run this through here, should be, if I say nah halak, and then la, and then do you remember what the word for city was, Kyla?
You said we had city from last week?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure.
All right, no sweat. Put it over here. So the word for city would be either ayar or ire, right? So la, if I do this here, if I do la ha ire, see what this comes out as. La ha ire. All right, not too far. La ha ayar. Not to the church. No, not quite. Probably need to just remove that ha. Okay, let's do ayar again. We'll go to the city, right? Okay, so that's how we'd write it, right? Nahalak, which is we will go or we will walk, and it's typically the word for walk, but also use a lot to say just go. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go there, right? Then to ayar, which is city, right? So Nahalak la ayar, right? Or you could say laha ayar, but it's kind of not necessarily needed if you're using like to. Okay. So bold this. All right, so this is we will go or let's go to the city. Okay. The brother asks here, can you translate our greeting? So shalom, Yahweh Shema, Alatha, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, so that's like a combination what you've done. Yahweh. So the first one you've done the sister salute. So Yahweh Shema, Alatha, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And then like the second part would be Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. All right, so I'll translate both. Matter of fact, I kind of have this over, have this separately as like a greeting. Let me just search this here. All right, so the Hebrew greetings or salute, and this would be good to like screenshot this right here. Let me make it a nice, good good thing you could screenshot. So this is the salute for the brothers, right? You have Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Athah, or Barak Atham, right? So Athah would be you, Atham would be you all if you're talking to multiple brothers. Let me see this down so it's frees up the screen. Then you the translation, so Yahweh in the name, so Bahasham is in the name of Yahweh Shai. Barak means bless, Athah is you, Atham is y'all if you're talking to multiple brothers. The salute for the sisters, Yahweh Shema Al Athah or Athan, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, which means Yahweh watch over you or watch over you all if you salute in multiple sisters in the name of Yahweh Shai. All right, so if you want to take a screenshot of that, that breaks down the both salutes. All right, no sign Christ. Okay, all right, so let's go back to where we was at. Here we go. Okay, so Nahalak La'ayar. All right, let me go back to my list of phrases. We had Shalom, we got Crolian. All right, a young man from Somerville, South Carolina. Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Barakatah. All right, cool. So we got, let's see here. We have phrases like I love the city, or do you live in the city? Are we going to the city? Let me see. What do I want to do first of these? This is a good one to start with. Now, these are a bunch of some questions regarding the city. We have, do you live in the city? I like that one. Do you live in the city? Okay. So to ask like a question, like, you know, is this the case? What do we do, Kyla?
Start with ha'am.
Ha'am, right? And what is ha'am?
It's like if or whether. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
It would be basically translated as the if or the whether. You're asking, is this the case? Okay. So ha'am, and then how would you say basically you live in the city?
Atha.
Mm-hmm.
Does live have its own word, or is it the same as like dwell?
Live has its own word, but you probably like the context of what we're looking for is more of dwell. So I would probably for this use what's the best use word for dwell? I think yashab. Yashab means to like to sit or to dwell. Let's have a look over here. Let's have a look because I know live. You'd use kaya. Kaya means to live, but that's more like to be alive as opposed to dwell, right? So let's see. Let me look at the word lived. And like they lived. I wonder if there's the context of they lived here for however many years and so on and so forth. And lived 100 years. Okay. Do they have it in the context of like lived in the land of Egypt? So here we go. Let's see if we have this. What do they use? Okay, so they used kaya. Okay, so ya. It's like a wa, ya, kaya. Okay. Okay. So we have context of theirs live specifically. I want to see if there's any other in that context of like living in a place. He had lived and had lived with a husband. Let's see this one. No, that's okay. That's not gonna help. Judah lived after the. Okay. Dwell in Egypt. Lived 100 years. Okay, so I think we took a while to use kaya. Right, so let me even actually look over here. Right, so ha'am, atha, and say we use kaya, and then how would you say in the city?
One second. Which one did you say we should use? Ayar or I?
Ayar.
Ayar. Ayar.
Ayar. All right. Do you live in the city? Right. Let me see what happens if I put this ha here. Because again, like ba ha ayar. But yeah, nah, you can just put ba ayar. Right. Ha'am, atha, kaya, ba ayar. It should be like basically ha'am is like, is it the case you live in the city? Okay. So that's what we'll do. So ha'am, atha, kaya, ba. So let's do it. Be ba ayar. All right, let's bold ba and this ha. So yeah.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
If you ask someone, do you live in the city? Like you can be like in a country and ask them that, oh, do you live in the city? Are you from the city or something like that? But if you're in a specific city and you want to ask them, do you live in this city? You could just like throw Zai in there.
Yes. So you would basically, and let me just add this right along the end here. Ba'ayar, this would be an adjective in this case, so it goes after the noun. So you'd say Ba'ayar za. Do you live in this city? Okay. So I could even what's the best way to write this over like in these notes? The city slash this city. It's a bit weird because like over on this side I would just do like I suppose Ba'ayar slash Ba'ayar Za. Alright, would be this city. Let me to specify, I'm gonna add question marks after the city and then here and here. Okay, so that's how you say, do you live in this city? Okay. All right, excellent, excellent addition. Okay, and then let's see, what other phrases do we got? You could say, what city are you from? I like that one. What city are you from? Okay, so this here to ask what city, you would say, how do you say what in Hebrew?
Ma.
Ma, right? So you would say ma. Then again, just for city, we use in ayar. All right, so ma, ayar. Now to say, are you from? You're basically saying what city you are from, right? So you kind of do it the same way. So, what would be the Hebrew word for from? Let's see. Let's look over here. Light from the darkness. Let's see. This even should be the right context. Let me see. From, I suppose, man. Man means like from, right? We have, okay, this is another one. Bayan can be between, among, in the midst of, or from, between. So not necessarily the one we're looking for. The one we're looking for should be man, which is a preposition. Let's look at exact match. Let's see here. Man is a preposition of, yeah, it's like what city are you of? What city are you from? It should be the one, right? So if I look at, let's look this up, right? Ma ayar afa man. What city are you from? Right? So what city you from? Pretty sure that's how we'd write it out. I know mine is typically a preposition, but it can just mean, let me see. Let's see if there's or what if I do, nah, this don't really make sense, but I'm like, if I do the ka here, does this make sense? Ma ayar man ka. Now this would really mean like what city from you, but it's like, it seems to make sense to Google Translate. But I'm like, how would I word this as how I'm saying it? From your, what city from your? It don't really. I don't know. You could probably say it this way, and it seems to translate it this way. But if I run it back, okay, ma ayazwa, okay, from. Oh, you could probably say from which city. Nah, this is confusing. So I'd rather put like I'd rather put like ma. So what? then Ayar, city, Atha, man. I'd prefer to write like that. That makes more sense to me. Right. So what city you from? I mean, good night. If you some you could pretty much say like that. What city you from? That's how we talk. What city you from? So I have no problem writing it like that. All right, Ma'ayar, Atha, Man. All right, what city you from? All right, we got some suggestions here. What is your name? Okay, to say what is your name. Kayla, how do we say this in Hebrew?
Ma Shamka.
Ma Shamka. Excellent. All right, Ma Shamka, which basically means, so Ma is what. Ma can mean what or how. You have Sham, which means name, as in like Bahasham in the name, and then Ka would be your name. So this is what. There's no Hebrew word for is, so it's just what, your name. All right, so and that would be what is your name. All right, Most High in Christ. All right, okay, the sister support registry as well. Kwamaida, Bafti Hawada, Banya Sha'ala, Most High in Christ. All right, so that's what is your name. What else do we have? Let me see. Go back to the list. So we got what city are you from? We have this would be an interesting phrase. I wonder if we can do this one. I would like to do the kind of the tricky one. So we have here like what do you think? That could be a good one. Let's do this one. What do you think? Okay. So is there a specific word for think? To know is yadai. Let me look up think. Zakar, okay, which is like to remember. This is more like to bring to remembrance, to recall. Okay, so that's not exactly what we're looking for. Count, devise, imagine. Okay, reckon. This could be a good one. This kashab, to think, plan, esteem, calculate, invent, make a judgment. I think this will be the one we're looking for. To plait or interpenetrate. Okay, to weave or to fabricate, figuratively to plot or contrive. Okay, hence the mental effort to think, regard, value, or compute. So this very much sounds like what we're looking for. Think, imagine, devise, reckon. What do you reckon? All right, let's look at some other options. We have sabar, think, to intend, to bear in mind. Okay. So that's kind of a slight different context. Ayan would be something else. We're looking at verbs. So Aishaf, shined. Yeah, no, that's not what we're looking for. Sha'aya as a verb. Okay, and shapar. Think it good. Okay. Yeah, the word we're looking for is kashab. So kashab means to think, to imagine, to plan, right? To think about something, to calculate, to have a thought, right? To make a judgment on something. Okay, so it's a very useful word. So Kayla, how would we say, what do you think?
Ma'atha. That word was hashab?
Kashab.
Ma'atha kashab?
Exactly, right? So ma, let me plug it in here, just make sure it seems to know what I'm talking about. Ma'atha kashab. What do you think? Right? Or hold on. If we do kawashab, this present tense, this would be like what you, this would be like saying, what are you thinking? Or like, what do you think? Right? So either way is fine. Like if you're asking somebody what they think, is there's something they're doing, right? So you're really asking, what are you thinking? And you could even word it like that. You see something in thought, or you show something to somebody and say, what are you thinking? Right? So we use the present tense. Okay, so ma atha ka washab. Okay, this wa is added to make it present tense, and then everything else is fine, right? Ma atha ka washab. All right, I've seen, move this down a little bit. We have here, I am a servant of the Most High. I think this is actually one we did not too long ago, I believe. Like I serve, it was something similar, right? Like we will serve the Most High. Okay, so to be a servant, the word is ibad. I think here I did it in the context of we will serve. So I like that one. I am a servant of the Most High. I just want to make sure we don't already have it. Okay. Let me add this one. There's another one I'll do using the word, or it was similar. Yeah, this one I wanted to get was, do you agree with this? That's a good one. I like that one. Do you agree with this? And just note that down because it's in a similar context. And then let's get, I am a servant of the Most High. Okay. So to say I or I am, say Anya. And then Kaila, how would you say servant of the Most High? How would you say servant?
Is it just ibad?
Ibad, right? Ibad. Or if your sister, you'd say Ibada, right? I believe. Hold on, let me double check that. Right. So if I go over here, I type the word servant. Not surround. Hold on, I'm missing a V. Servant. If a woman was to say servant, I'm looking at the noun. The noun ibad. Right. Okay. It's typically, I think, a manservant. So a maidservant would be shapaka. Okay. All right. So I wonder if you do. It's interesting. Okay. So ibad for servant. Servant or a slave or so on and so forth. Somebody who serves. Right. So I believe brothers would use like ibad. If it's a sister saying she's a servant, let me I've done a quick over here, right? I've kind of given the answer, but I wanted to see what it looks like if we use la, right? We know la means like la means 2 or 4. Now if I put ma here, it might be like a slightly different context. That'd be like of or from Yahweh. So I think we really more want la, which would be like I am a servant for Yahweh, right? Or I am a servant to Yahweh. That's more the context. Okay. See here, I think you probably even just put it as Anya Ibad Yahweh. But I like having this sla, like I am a servant for the Lord. Right? I'm a servant for the Most High. I'm a servant to the Most High, to Yahweh. Okay, if I do, what if I add a ha here? I served. Okay, what if I add this word, which means maidservant? Ma, it's like not ma, shapaka. And I think you do here is shapakath, because you in that case you belong, right? You belong to somebody, right? And let me see. All right, let's Anya Sha Ha Ka Shapakat. Right, you say the same thing. Right, I am a servant of the Lord, but this would be for a sister. Right, you wouldn't use Ibad because that's more male servant from what I'm seeing here. Okay. Feminine, one use witness, spread out, female slave, servant. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like it would be a slightly different word for a it's like saying I'm a servant of the Most High versus I'm a maid servant of the Most High. All right. So let me. I wonder if is there. I almost want to see if there's a reference of like a sister saying she's a servant, whether she'd use that word. Let me. Is there any reference in the Bible of a woman calling herself a servant? God, just to see that in that context. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have one in 1 Samuel. Yeah, we had a couple. A couple ones to be a servant to wash their feet. Okay, let's look at 1 Samuel 1:11. I almost want to do another tab so I don't lose where I'm at. Okay. 1 Samuel 1 verse 11. Okay, thine handmaid. All right, let's look at this here. So she's talking to the Most High. Thou indeed look upon the affliction of thine handmaid and remember me. Some thine handmaid. Okay, word for handmaid is Amathka. Okay, interesting. So, Ama, and this just means woman, right? Ma, maid servant. Interesting. Okay. So we have another word for handmaid. All right. Okay. Let me see if there's any other examples. Let's see. Provide scriptural references of this in the Old Testament. Let's make these two universal. Let's do the one for the brother. So Anya, Ibad. What the hell did I just do? Hold on. Anya, Ibad, La, Yahweh. So that'd be for the brothers. And then I'm working on this one for the sisters. So Samuel 1:11. Let's see if there's any other examples outside of 1 Samuel. Let's see. We're in 2 Samuel 2:14. 2 Samuel 2:14. Abner said, "Let the young one." This ain't the one. Just don't. Second Samuel. Oh no, I'm tripping. 2 Samuel chapter 14 and verse 15. 2 Samuel 15 and 14. No, 14 and 15. I did it again. Select it. 2 Samuel 14 and verse 15. Okay, and the woman said, thy handmaid. Okay, so this is Right. This uses shapaka or shapakathka. Okay, so you could probably use either, right? Either ama or shapakath. So I'd wanna basically look at which one is. I do this. Yeah, how was it written in that instance? We'll probably use shapakath. If I look at which is more common, like if I look for mate 7, let's see these two references. Yep, ama and shapaka. Let's see which one is more common. Made 22, made 7, 19, made bondwoman. Okay. I really should. Let me go back into that one. Let me just do a quick read. Okay, primitive word, a maid servant or female slave. Maid, handmaid, okay. And then let's look at the other one, shapaka. Handmaid 29, maid 12. I think this one slightly more? Female slave, member of the household, handmaid, maid servant. Ah. I know I recognize this word. Mashapaka is the word for family. Interesting. Okay, so shapaka comes from that word, meaning handmaid, as a member of the household. Well, I like that one. I like that one. It you know, we are servants of the Lord, and our sisters, as members of our family, are servants of the Lord too. I like that one. I like that one. I might, yeah, 22 times here, maid servant 19, maid 18, 22, 19, 19, 29. I think I'm cool with this one. I'd use this one. All right, so if the sister wanted to say you're a servant of the Lord, Anya Salaki, I know we took a detour on that word, but I wanted to I wanted to have because it would be different for the sisters. All right, so Anya, let me share this tab. Anya Sha Pa Ka. And what do you do, Shapaka or Shapakath? Let me see. Let me go back here. Shapaka. I think you can just do that. All right, Shapaka La Yahweh. Oh, let me even see what this looks like with that. Same. Yeah, Shapaka. I'd probably use, seeing here, you'd use Shapakath, right? The Shapakath indicates that this is not just a maid servant or a servant, but a servant that belongs to somebody. In this case, you're saying you're a servant to the Lord, you belong to the Lord, so you'd use Shapakath. Okay? And Yah, Ibad La Yahweh for the brothers, and Yah Shapakath La Yahweh for the sisters. All right, I like that one. Okay. Now we have the phrase, do you agree with this? All right, let me see if there's a word for like agree. Let's see if there's any other suggestions in here too. So like I said, if I may, what does the name Ibadya mean? Ibadya would mean like my servant. Right? Ibadya would mean, yeah, basically, my servant, right? Or my laborer. Something like that. All right. Now, if you have, sometimes I think you have brothers named Ibadya, which the name has a ha at the end, like a H. In that case, it would be like servant of the Lord. right? But if you're saying ibadiyah with no H at the end, it would be like my servant. Okay. Agree. Oh, so like I stopped sharing. Hold on. Share this back. Okay. Look at this one. To fix, appoint, assemble, meet. Let's check this out. Agree with that. Okay, these are all New Testament. Look this up. What would be the closest word to the word agree in the Old Testament KJV? Let's see here. The word agree actually appears in the Old Testament King James Version exactly once. Amos. Oh, okay, Amos 3:3. Agreed. Okay, so we should have that. Yeah, can two walk together except they be agreed? Okay, Amos 3:3. Okay, and this was that word where it was like meet. Okay, meet together. Okay. So it means to fix upon by agreement or appointment, by implication to meet as a stated time, to summon, to direct, to engage for marriage, agree. Okay, interesting. To point out, to define. Okay. So it's a word like betrothed, which is like they've agreed to come together. There I will meet with thee. So this is like it's an agreed time. Okay, or an agreed place. I'm not convinced on that word. I'm not all the way there. Let me see. Except they be agreed. Would I use this word if it means like to appoint? I guess in that context is like to agree a time or agree appointing something, to agree a designation. But does it mean to agree by itself?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
What about words like support or acknowledge? Do you support this, or do you follow this, acknowledge this? Something like that.
Support. I don't think we have much of that either. Let me see. Acknowledge. I like that one. I feel like that's in there. Okay. But he shall acknowledge the Son. Did he acknowledge his brethren? I acknowledge my transgressions. Okay. All the same shall acknowledge them. Okay. Whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. So that's like a let's see. Acknowledge my transgressions. In all thy ways acknowledge him. It's like slightly different meaning. So let's see here. Okay, Yadai. This would be like to know. So that's not particularly the context. To know, to perceive. Okay. What's this other one? Nakar. To know, acknowledge, discern, or respect. To recognize. This one might be tricky. We have, I don't think it's necessarily in the context we're looking for. Let me see if we have one of these in the context we're looking for. Acknowledge thy might. I was like, do you? I want to say acknowledge as a question. Acknowledge thine iniquity. Let's see it. Let me look at this one. Till they acknowledge their offenses. Okay, asham. Okay, that would be guilty. Okay, right. So not necessarily what we're looking for. What I'll do, I'll leave that one for next week. That'll be a good one. I like that one. I definitely want to find out how we say it. Do you agree with this, or basically looking for like, do you agree, or do you
stand? Sometimes people be like, do you stand for this or something like that?
Okay. Let me look at the phrase stand for. Stand would be I'm mad. To stand for the life. To stand for an inside. God should stand forever. Yeah, it's like it's tricky to find a word here. I think we have, when I looked it up, as like closest thing to agree. What was it here? No, this one down here. Closest to agree in the Old Testament. And because of which relied on specific synonyms, depending on the context of the Hebrew text, closest word to mean agree across the rest of the Old Testament are below by category. So we have consent. So it describes people agreeing to a proposal, a plan, or a request. Like, do you consent? That could be a good one. Close with a formal legal agreement. Be like a covenant. That's not really what we're looking for. Being in agreement of one mind. You say like are we one on this? That could be a good one. And what's this here? Mawad, Mawa'id. This is just a time or an appointed time. Shawa'ah, meaning to be level, equal, or in harmony. I like that one. Let me find this one here. How do I find that level, equal? Let me look up harmony. And I'll look up here consent. We will consent unto you. Only herein will the man consent unto us to dwell with us. But he would not consent in Israel. Okay, he would not consent in Israel abode in here. Okay. So this would be like to give permission now, I'm thinking. Spend a little more time on this, but I can't ultimately find it. I'll leave it till next week. Yeah, no, this don't even have a word for consent. It's just, he said la you can't dwell here. Alright, let me see this here. I'm going to consent. They consult together with one consent. Look at this one. Lob. So this is like one heart. Okay. Serve him with one consent. What is this use? Shakam. What does shakam mean? Shoulder, consent, portion. Okay. All right. That's a interesting one. I want to find this this shower What was the phrase? To be level, equal. Spend a little bit more time on it. No, nothing for level, equal. So, it's somewhere around here. Shower, this is a name, the same as shower here. Vein, false lying lies. Okay. All right, never mind. I'm gonna leave it alone for now. We'll see if we can find that next week. That's a good one. I like that one as a example. But for now, what we'll do is we'll go over the vocabulary. So let's see, we're in Numbers. Let's start from Numbers 33 and verse 44. Got about 20 minutes. Let me see here. Numbers 33. And let me share my full screen again. All right. Y'all see that on the screen now?
Con.
All right, perfect. Okay, Numbers 33 and 43. Okay, so wa, yesaiwa. Okay, start here. So we have wa as a preposition, meaning what?
And or a continuation.
And or a continuation. Okay, and okay, then we have yesai, which comes from the root nesai. The ya here would be he, so like and he journeyed, right? So nesai, this would be a verb, and this means to journey, or basically to travel. Yeah, to pull up, especially the tense to start on a journey. Journeyed, set, move. Yeah, so I basically put this as to journey or to set out. I like this as to set out. Okay, and then we have okay, that's fine. Then we have ma as a preposition. Ma as a preposition means what?
Of or for.
Of or from. So ma means of or from. Then we have pawanan, which is punan, a place. So pa, wa, nan, which is a noun, place, punan. Okay. Then we have, where are we at? Keep jumping down to 44. All right, so wa, ya, wa ya kanwa. All right, so we have wa here as the preposition. We have, what's here? Kana is the root verb. Kana, verb, which means to encamp. Basically, to set up camp. And to incline, to decline, to pitch a tent, to encamp. Camp, camped, camping, pitch. Yeah, property to incline. Yeah, to encamp. I'm gonna put like pitch a tent. Or can you even put that in brackets? Pitch a tent. Or I guess here it means like to incline, to decline. Does that mean slanting rays of evening, specifically to pitch a tent, to encamp for abode or siege, abide in tents. Yeah, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Basically, to encamp or pitch a tent. Just put this here. Okay. Then we have ba, a bath. Okay, so we have ba as a preposition. It means in, on. It can be at as well, but it means with. Typically do this as what? In, on, or with. Then we have a bath. It's a place. Okay. Verse 44. Wa yasaiwa, ma abath, wa yakanwa. So these are all words we have. Ba, ayaya. Okay. Interesting. What's this? So it's only showing the preposition here. Ba, ayaya, ha, ibarium. Okay. Let's take a look here. Oh, right. So ayaya, Ha'ibarium is the name of the place, right? So that's why it showed ba as a preposition. So, I, ya, ha, I, bar, yum. Barium is a noun, a place, and it's translated as, it's like, yeah, I, ha, barim. Barim, okay. Or is this is also like IJE barim, okay. Then we have ba gabawal, okay. So ba, in, on, or with. We have gabawal, which is a boundary or border. Comes from the word gabal, or shortened gabal. I'm pretty sure we can just write this as gabal. I don't think we need this Y in here. Let's see here, but we gabal. Gabal to mean boundary. I don't want to get lost. Hold on, where am I? Let me look this up. Let's just look up over here. Let me get numbers. What are we in? 33, 44, 33 and 44. Okay. I want this Gabal word. Can it just be written as Gabal? Okay. Gabal volume, Gabal. Okay. Yeah, thy bounds. Gabal ka. Okay. Oh yeah, you just said it right here. Or Gabal shortened. Okay, cool. Gabal is a noun, means border or territory. So border, boundary, and could be like coast, like the coast of this place, coast of that place, and or territory. Territory. Okay. Go back and close this. Go back here. Basically send messages. I think I'm checking my Facebook. I don't see the message though. I don't know if it's not coming through for some reason. But try to the Gmail. Try to send it to the Is my mic muted? Oh no. I was on a different device. All right, cool. So yeah, try the what was I just saying? Try the email, Gmail. All right, Mawa Abba is a noun, name. This is Moab. Okay, and we journeyed. Ma Ayayam. Okay. So ma as a preposition, do we have that already? Yeah. Of or from. We have this Ayayam. Okay. Ayayam is a noun, is a place. IYYIM or LYIM. Okay. And we pitched the 10 Bad Yaban. Okay. Bad Yaban God. Okay. So this is a place. So Bad or Bada Yaban. Let me go into this word. What does it mean? To pine away. So Dawab. Nawab Bayad. Interesting. Dawab. Okay, let me just write it. It's here. So, ba is the preposition. Okay, so Dayaban. Dayaban, God, is a noun. It's a place. The place is Dibon, God. Okay. All right, same thing. Yasai, Ma, Dayaban, God. Okay, and we camped in Isle Man. Okay, so this is another place. Isle Man, Da Balath, it's like a Da Balath, Da Balath Yama. Okay, all right. Noun, place, and it's what? Alman, Dib, Lath, Time. All right, so I think this is just going from place to place. So for the most part, the only new words we're gonna get is like the different names of the places. So I'm not sure how interesting that is to go through it. There is a word here which I'll actually get very quickly. We'll do one more verse, and I think we'll close out with that. There's a new word here, which is har, which is a good word to know. So har is a noun, and it means mountain, hill, or hill country. All right, so in its simplest form, it's a hill. And yeah, mountain, hill, mountain. Yeah, so mountain or hill. Right? Or like a hill country is in the mount of so on and so forth. And there'll be a country that's in the mountains. But really the word har means mountain or hill. Okay. La Panya. Let's get that. Do we have la as a preposition? Nope. Okay, la as a preposition means to or for. We have Panya. Here is a noun. I suppose I can get Panya as a verb. as a noun. Okay, it means face or presence. How do you spell presence? Countenance, or before, like before the face of, or before the presence. We have panya as a verb. Or I guess here, pana. Okay, this will be the verb. Okay, let me note this down. Pana, verb meaning to turn, to face, to look. Okay, cool. And is that the end of the verse? I think there's one more word and it's just the place. So let me just quickly grab that. So Nabawa or Nabal. Nabal. Okay. It's a noun, place, knee, bow. Alright, cool. And that'll be the last word. So let me click off here. Okay. Is there any words, or is anybody you still writing, Kyla, or are you good to go?
Good to go.
Good to go. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and stop sharing. Hold on. Hear me? Put one or a card at the chat, y'all can hear me. If your card, I'm gonna salute y'all anyway. I'm Madiam Shabbat, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahawah Hashem Yahushua Barakatam, Yad Yamata. Alright, there's a one. Alright, y'all can hear me. Most High in Christ. Sisters stand, salute the sisters. You men of Israel, I'm Madiam Shabbat, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatam Hashem Yahushua. Alright, Yad Yamata. Class dismissed. All right, the water, everybody, as always, for tuning in. See y'all next week. Salakia for what happened at the end. I don't know why. It just kicked me off the stream. All right, but with that, Israel, you know what I'm saying, Most High Christ and Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters. Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're